Hi, I'm Kelly, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Twins with Wheels.
Hi, I'm Kristen. Just so you know, we switched spots today.
We seem to sit better this way.
I like this side better.
Yeah, whatever. Fine.
Go.
All right, so today's show is going to be how I built my house with my husband about 17 years ago. And when we built the house, we built it obviously wheelchair accessible. And we also built an addition on the back so that my parents, my mom and dad, and my sister could move in. At the time, my dad was ill, and it was a lot easier for us to take care of him and help take care of him if he was living with us, because we didn't want to have him going into any kind of hospital or living center. We wanted him to stay home with us. So in order to do that, we all lived together. So what part of the house you'll see is just my side of the house, because that's all we videoed, but pretty much the whole house is the same as this. And what's great is that I was working at an independent living center at the time that I was moving into our house, and there was two people who came in from college who were doing a project on universal design. And they wanted to see my house and how we made it accessible.
Maybe you should say what universal design is.
Universal design is designed for everyone, so that it's not only helpful for people with disabilities, but also helpful for your average person who maybe just, has trouble going up steps, and ramp would be easier. Senior citizens, it's better for. So universal design is so that everybody can use it.
And it doesn't affect or make it any special for somebody who's able-bodied.
Right, you don't know the difference. So they were doing a project on that, so they videotaped my house, and so you'll hear their voices in the background, taking pictures and saying what was going on. So we won't be in the whole tape, but just I will be, because I was doing the video. Also, want to just give you a heads up, I'm 9 months, pretty much 9 months pregnant. This was at the end of August, and I delivered in September. So I'm a little large. So you'll see that as well. No, thank you. So here's my house. Over here we have a ramp that I can get right in. I have a button on the side, which I have an automatic door. And the door opens up for me.
Very good.
I can get right inside and then push the button and the door closes.
That's the center for the garage door.
Where's the sensor? Over on this side. It's low so that I can reach.
Was there a special threshold at the bottom of the door here? Or because the electric wheelchair? Kelly, because of the hardware.
Weight and the storm door, like the suction of the door, it was too hard for me to pull open. So we actually made it the automatic door so that I can just push the button and it opens and closes for me.
But most lever handles are perfectly.
Yep,
right.
every door in here has a lever handle.
Now we're at the kitchen. And tell us about the kitchen, Kelly.
Some of the things that we did, just a little bit differently. We got a slide-in stove instead of the standard stove where the buttons are usually on the back. The slide-ins have all of the buttons, including the buttons for the oven in the front, so I can reach all of them. We did the glass top stove so that I wouldn't have to worry about trying to pick pans up and put them on the burners. I can just slide them across the glass.
Oh.
Over here, this is a standard, actually, dishwasher holder. People put their dishwashers in it. And what we did is we worked with the kitchen place to try to modify it a little so that we could make it as a microwave cart for me, so that it would be lower than the standard counter for me so that I could easily reach it, put things in. We still got counter space on the top, and then they just added the drawers for me so that I could reach.
Were there any special modifications to any of the drawers or doors made?
We bought the drawers that were the ones that you just really have to pull and they
they just glide on
The
their
kind
own.
of, yeah, full
They're really
glide.
easy to open, the same with the doors.
Okay.
And then over under the sink, we wanted to be able to get under this, for me to be able to get under the sink, but sometimes with it open and the pipes, it doesn't always look that attractive.
Mhm.
So what we ended up doing was, the kitchen supply place got the equipment and made the doors where I can open, and then they just get stuff, they push right back,
Mhm.
and then I can get under the sink, and then when I'm done, and reach the levers for the sand, and then when I'm done, what I can do is pull them back and close them over.
Mhm. And that allows you to get to really reach into
Into the sink, which I
into
could
the
never
sink.
do. I can't get under any of the regular,
regular doors.
the doors.
Yeah.
They're always in the way, so these get completely out of my way, so it's like open under the sink, and then when I'm not using it, I can just close them up again.
How do you feel about the hardware that was used on the door cabinetry?
We picked out these specifically, because they were the handles. I mean, the knobs are okay, I don't like the knobs as much. I like the handles because I can actually get my fingers in and pull, and I have
Right.
more leverage to do that with. But the reason that we got the side-by-side was so that I could get the ice and the water in the door, and then I don't have to, that's always something I can reach easily.
Mhm.
And I could never get ice before, because I could never reach into the freezer. And also with the side-by-side, with the freezer, some parts of the freezer are lower, so that I can actually reach things in the freezer that I couldn't before, because I would always have to reach up high.
Okay.
So with the door, the things on the bottom, there's baskets with the shelves here, I can actually reach things in the freezer. So that's why we did the side-by-side.
Very nice.
Here we put a food pantry. So we have, this we put down at a certain level so I can at least reach the bottom basket.
Mhm.
And then over here we kept the door somewhat narrow, the shelves narrow, so that I could reach even to the back of them. And then I can reach the bottom two shelves in here. And we left underneath here somewhat empty, at least no shelves, so that I can actually pull right in under the bottom shelf and get to things easily.
Is this door also 36 inches?
This is 36 inches, yeah.
As with every other door in the house?
Every door in this house is 36 inches wide, including the front door, and the slider is an 8-foot. We put all of the switches lower than the average so that I can reach them easily. This is about 40 inches from the ground.
40 inches from the ground?
Yep, straight up. I measured when, before we had told the builder, and that was one of our specifications to the builder, was all of the light switches have to be at a certain level. So we put them all at that level.
Can you tell us a little bit about the floor material choices?
For all of the carpeting in the house, we did all Berber, because it's flatter. It doesn't, my chair doesn't get stuck in it. I don't turn and make a mark in it. Also, it wears better with wheelchairs for tires. You don't see the track marks, going down the hall that you see with the regular plush carpeting. We also made no thresholds, so we didn't put any threshold from the hardwoods to the carpeting. There's a small lip from the tile to the carpeting, but for a power chair, for myself, it worked
It works
okay.
just
So
fine.
area wider, we made the hallway wider. As I said, with all the doorways, they're all 36 inches. As we moved down the hall, we liked this layout specifically because it had this turnaround space in here, so I actually have a 360-degree turn in the hallway. With this little, the turnaround space in here with the little bump out so that I could get into each room off of the hallway without having to worry about sneaking through or making it more difficult to get in. I don't have to slowly move around the house figuring I'm going to hit a doorway. And then I can actually make a 360-degree turn in this area. So I'm not backing up and going forward.
I guess one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that the entire house is one story.
Yes, one level. We have all bedrooms on the same floor, kitchen, everything's on one level. No transitioning from carpeting. We got all the same high carpeting, so there was no transition. This is the bedroom. Over on this side, to go into the bathroom, before we laid the carpet down, we had a transition sheet that went under the carpeting so that we didn't have to have a marble threshold or any kind of threshold. It's complete flat from the carpeting to the tile.
kind of a reducer that was placed beneath the
beneath the
carpet
carpeting so
during
that you can
construction.
see it,
Mm-hmm.
and
very
it doesn't.
smart.
It just makes a small little ramp that you can't tell.
Mm-hmm. Was this the only place in the house that you chose to do that?
Yes. Yep.
Very good. And what was your feeling about the way the master bathroom
We
turned out?
wanted to make it open and wide and big enough. We have the comfort style toilet, which is the raised toilet a little. Under the sink, we have it cut out so I can get right under the sink and get ready. But so that we didn't have to get rid of the storage space that most people want in their bathroom, we added this whole unit on to the side so that it's out of the way, but it still gives us a lot of drawer and cupboard space.
Mm-hmm. How is that
I've got
working?
lever handles for the sink, so that it's easy pull, turn on and off. And all the sinks that I use, we have the lever handles on. And they're decorative, they don't look,
Oh,
clinical.
absolutely. Yeah.
Over here we have the roll-in shower,
Mm-hmm.
and we actually bought this threshold ramp, which comes in all different colors, you can match your tile. And we got that online for like $40, and it just gives you that little extra glide into the shower, because it is like about maybe a quarter of an inch lip, which sometimes can be hard. So that ramp kind of gives you just a little bit of an edge. You close the shower over, you can't even see it. We have the handheld shower, which goes up high so that my husband can use it as a regular shower, and then comes down low so that I can reach it and use it as a handheld shower.
Oh, wow.
We have a drain obviously in the shower. We also have a drain here on the floor in case any water were to spill out. But we haven't had a problem. But we figured if it were to come out, that would be a good place to put it
Absolutely.
instead of having to worry about cleaning up. But so far, the shower has been great. We've had no water coming out of it. So and the floor is not pitched. We didn't have to do any of that, and it still stayed in. So it's a prefab. You buy it just like this, and they stick it in.
It's very economical.
Yeah, it is.
Have you heard of anyone that designed or built a roll-in shower that was tiled? Is there more trouble with that because of the grout?
They do have some that are all tiled. It's more expensive that way because you have to tile the entire wall,
Right.
and the floor and everything. And they do pitch the floor that way when they do tile, so that does help the water stay a little bit better. So that's why we were a little concerned, but economically,
It made more sense.
It made more sense to
Yeah.
do this. And like I said, we've had no problem.
Wonderful. Nice shower, Caddy. Is there anything special about the toilet? You'd mentioned it was a comfort.
It's called a comfort toilet, which is a lot about the universal design now. They're actually making toilets that it's more comfortable for anyone to use. They're not your standard really high handicap type toilet,
Right.
but it's just a little bit up higher so that it's more comfortable for people to use.
There's no bar.
I don't use bars. My son's bathroom, and this didn't work out as well as we had originally expected. The doorway is 36 inch and I can get in, but I can't get any farther than this half wall over here because of the doorknob. The handles hit. We had to kind of maneuver things around just for the building process, but we really should have done this whole bathroom a little different so that I could get in. So this was the one mistake that we made. Not a huge one because I don't need to get in here, but one nevertheless that we really thought the space was going to be much bigger than it actually was. On paper it looked different. I'll try.
Okay.
So from the family room we have my son's playroom, which I can go right in. We have no door here. So it kind of keeps the whole space open. I don't have to worry about him shutting the door and locking himself in. And then I don't have to worry about opening and shutting a door to get in here. It's easy in and out for me.
And there's still a separation
It's
between.
still a separation. Yep, he has his own little room.
And in the future, that could be transformed into something else.
Yes. Areas, the front entryway, all flat. And what we did was, we have steps on the front of the house, but we didn't put a step from here so that on the front door I can actually get out right onto the porch without having to worry about going down any steps. So I can still sit on the front porch even though we have the 2 steps to come in. And the flat entryway. And a lever doorknob on the front door as well.
Okay, wait. We have to stop the video right here because Kristen has a story about the porch. Yes, the porch. It was one mistake they made on the house, was that the porch in front of the front, outside the front door had 2 steps to get down. So we could get on the porch.
Which is what we wanted.
Right, but we couldn't get off the porch. One day I was home from work on my lunch hour and I found a package. I knew there was a package outside, so I opened the door, went out to get the package, and the wind blew and shut the front door. Only I didn't unlock it. So now I am locked out of the house and I'm also stuck on the porch because I can't go anywhere. Luckily it wasn't raining and wasn't too cold out because I then had to try to figure out how I was going to get back in the house.
It's just you and the package.
Yep, me and the package on the porch. So I did call my brother-in-law, your husband.
First call, yes. Always the first call.
Yep. But he wasn't much help because he
No.
just laughed at me. He just thought it was hysterical that I was stuck on the porch. Now I'm trying to get back because I'm on my lunch hour, don't forget. Luckily, we had just kind of moved in, so we didn't even really know our neighbors that well or anything, but luckily my brother-in-law Michael did know the neighbor's phone number, so he called them and one of them came over. Luckily my garage door was open, so she just went through my garage door into our house and came and opened the door so that I could come back inside.
Have you ever gone out on the porch alone and you?
No, I have never gone out on the
No.
porch again.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the video now. Just 1 second.
Actually had 2 6-foot sliders on this wall. Besides the fact that I wanted more wall space, I can't fit through easily a 6-foot slider. So we got the 1 8-foot slider so that this door opens very wide so that I have plenty of room to get out. We didn't do a step here so I can get right onto the deck. I don't need threshold ramps because of the power chair, but they do have ramps that you can add over this so that it actually makes it flat so you can go right out. You don't have to worry about bumping over the frame of the door. But we definitely built the deck up so that there wouldn't be a step here at least so that I could get in.
How was the deck designed?
We designed it so we would have a lot of space here so that I would have plenty of room to sit and we'd have enough room for furniture. And then we built the ramp going off of it to code because being outside it has to be to code even in a private home. But then I can get down along onto the grass very easily. And it's not really that steep, so.
It's nice and wide.
It's very wide, so there's plenty of room. We don't have to worry about going over.
It's a big speed bump at the bottom.
So, that's my house.
What do you think?
I hope you enjoyed it. Some of it's a little dated, I will say. And the house does look different now. We've done a lot of rearranging and painting, and but you got the basics of how we built the house. This was to fit my needs and Kristen's needs. It won't fit for everybody. The ramp coming from in the garage, it might be too steep for somebody in a manual wheelchair.
Technically, it wasn't up to code.
And it wasn't to code, yeah. Oh, hello. Well, hello there. Okay. She likes to join us. Yes, my love. Oh, Samantha. Okay, so, isn't code, But for power wheelchair, we didn't need it to be any less steep than it was. It works perfect for us. So we think that's it.
Oh, I didn't really have much to say. I didn't
I
even
know.
have to be in this one.
Well, yeah, you probably didn't. Oh, well. So, couple of things. Share, like, subscribe. Three very important things. Also, please adhere to your state's recommendations about what to be doing during our pandemic. It's going to help everyone. So wear your masks, social distancing. You're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it for everyone.
Especially for us. It's bad if we got it.
It would be. So, thank you.